The right to vote is part of our Constitution, but it hasn't always been a given.
Throughout history, we've seen marginalized groups band together for their right to vote. The fight for suffrage is the plot of a Tony Award-winning musical that's now playing in San Francisco. It's called Suffs, and it is a funny and entertaining look at women fighting for their right to vote.
And joining us live is Danyel Fulton, who plays Ida B. Wells in the show. Good morning, Danyel.
Good morning. Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you. Thank you for spending some time with us. We'll get right into it. While the right to vote is obviously a serious topic, Suffs is funny and engaging. Take us into the show.
Yes, Suffs is a very serious historical musical about the American suffrage movement that went on for about a century. And the show goes from about the early 1900s into the 1970s. And while it is a serious historical moment, it is very entertaining. Shaina Taub wrote the most beautiful music that stays with you from the theater till you get home. Me and my castmates are always singing it around the house. But it's a beautiful retelling of that moment in history.
Danielle, what makes this different? I mean, we hear about Broadway musicals and spectacular ones so often. What makes this different?
Well, just what we're saying now, you get educated while being entertained. And when we look at the times right now, they're very difficult. And we need to see something that shows some kind of hope, shows collective action. So you get to be inspired on how to keep marching and keep moving while also, you know, being able to enjoy some beautiful singing and acting. I work with some of the most amazing and talented actors in this business, and we all just come together and meet in the middle and just do our best to tell this story in a way that can stick to you.
Yeah, and Danyel, you play Ida B. Wells. So beyond her activism, we know she was an investigative journalist, an educator, an early leader in the civil rights movement. How are you channeling Ida, and how do you navigate that responsibility?
Oh my, that is such a great question. That responsibility is so important to me. I walked by the Ida B. Wells High School yesterday and was just so full that I was right there, you know. As you said, Ida B. Wells was one of our first investigative journalists with the anti-lynching crusades that she did in America and overseas. And that responsibility is so huge. Ida B. Wells just teaches us to just be resilient against very, very dangerous odds. There was not one moment in her life that she was not in danger, but she still found a way to speak up regardless of it. And I'm just so honored to tell that story. I bring her on stage with me every day. You know, I read her autobiography, Crusades for Justice, along with her great-granddaughter's book, Ida B. Wells, The Queen. And I listen to those before I go on stage, you know. Most shows, and just get some inspiration from her. She was just remarkable, and she's just an example of what we can do in these very, very tough odds.
Yeah.
And Danielle, I feel like you sort of touched on it before, but this comes at an interesting time. The show's about women's rights, and here we are today, and many would argue they're fighting for our rights.
Yes, and they would be right. We're still fighting for our rights. Unfortunately, history is not, and progress is not linear. It ebbs and flows, and we just have to find our pocket, our ways of activating inside of ever-changing society. And what's been on my mind recently a lot is that although it looks brand new in so many ways, we've been here before. Also in many ways, and our ancestors fought, you know, some really, really, really hard situations, and we can too. And hopefully this show can be an example of that.
Yeah, both entertaining and informative, all of this very important. Thank you so much, Danyel, for joining us this morning. We do want to let our viewers know Suffs is playing at the Orpheum Theatre in San Francisco until November 9th. Get your tickets at BroadwaySF.com. Thank you.